Final heat of the day from the Atlantic Regional and the Georgia World Congress Center as the athletes make their way through the fans here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to see fireworks here. I'm Jeff Whitewood alongside James Hobart and Amanda Krenz on the competition floor. Battles everywhere between first and second and trying to stay in the top 10 and run for the top 5.
Even though it's only, sixth place is only 13 points out from fifth, I just have this feeling that you're going to see these 5 girls somewhere among those 5 spots tomorrow. Not much is going to change here. I could be wrong. I doubt it.
Here's Cassidy Lance McWhorter, who took first place away from Emily Bridgers in event number 3.
And I would say if there's any comfortable spot, I heard Noah say earlier to a fan, there's no comfortable spot until Sunday night, but if there's any comfortable spot, it's first place.
And a 5-point lead over Emily Bridgers. Anna Tobias has bumped her way into the top 5. Mackenzie Riley holding the gatekeeper spot by 13 points over Caroline Dardini.
And as we look at this event, we saw handstand walk actually hold up a couple athletes before, but what this is really all about are those kettlebell deadlifts, where there's some built-in rest there. Every set of kettlebell deadlifts you got to break up into 2 pieces. For the 10s, do 5, walk them forward, do 5 more. So we want to try and get those pieces as unbroken as possible, minimize rest on the deadlifts.
That is how they will line up. Caroline Dardini in lane number 7, just on the outside of Mackenzie Riley, who has the number 5 spot. And there is Mackenzie Riley in lane number 2.
Coming from the team environment to individual, I'm sure she wants to do big things here and make a statement. She needs to round out this day with a little cushion between her and this lady right here, Caroline Dardini.
That is lane number 7, so we'll keep an eye on lanes 2 and 7. Underway. And we'll also keep a big eye on Bridgers and Cassidy Lance McWhorter. Emily Bridgers, with her gymnastics background over at Georgia, should have no issue. Handstand walks, toes the bar. She's veteran enough to be able to handle the kettlebells as well.
100%. Both these ladies in the lead here. A lot of gymnastic capability, and it'll be a nice little foot race between them in lanes 5 and 6.
Cassidy Lance McWhorter asking for the crowd to get into it. 1 rep difference between Cassidy Lance McWhorter and Emily Bridgers.
And with as quickly as these ladies move, the toes have to touch the bar at the top, but you got to hit the heels behind that rogue support bar, in order for that rep to count.
No rep there on Lance McWhorter, so Bridgers should have a 2-rep lead on Cassidy Lance McWhorter.
You're not going to try to do any extra bit of extension here to stand that all the way up. You're going to try and get as little as, you're going to use as little as possible to get that rep to count, and you're going to end up getting some no reps when you do that.
Lance McWhorter stayed with Bridgers despite a 2-rep lead because she pulled a Catherine Davidsdottir from 2015, walked it, touched the ground, went right back up.
And that's what we talked about. You want to have the best time in this event, you got to move through that kettlebell transition and start your reps right away.
Anna Tobias and Caitlin Isaacs at the bottom of your screen battling for that 3rd spot for the race for first and second, not only in the heat and the event, but in the division. It's Emily Bridgers and Cassidy Lance McWhorter. Lane number 2, Mackenzie Riley again hanging on to that final spot by 13 points over Caroline Dardini.
And right now just barely hanging on to the 3rd place in the heat.
Here comes Dardini across, and Dardini trying to break through. Wants to kick that door down and be in the top 5 for tomorrow. Tobias in 3rd place. She is on the bar. And here comes Dardini. Dardini in 4th place. In lane 9, Caitlin Isaacs onto the toes the bar. So Bridgers picks up the kettlebell first, but Lance McWhorter right behind her. And Lance McWhorter keeps going, and she'll pass her. If she picks it up, she's got a 2-rep lead. It's going to be maybe a half rep now. Deadlift for deadlift. Meanwhile, Tobias in the gray tank top, hanging on to 3rd, getting pushed by Caitlin Isaacs, but here comes Cassidy Lance McWhorter. Getting a 5-point lead over Emily Bridgers.
And we saw how she had to push herself through those kettlebell deadlifts to get ahead of Bridgers. The question is, does she pay for that this round when she moves on to the toe-to bar?
They're setting a blistering pace, but they're still 10 seconds off the event record, but they are on a blistering pace trying to knock off Haley Adams, who has held that time to beat so far from the second heat of 8:01.76.
I think this is a big round right here for Cassidy Lance McWhirter. Did she push herself too hard to failure? Does she try and stretch through a really big set of toe to bar here, or let Bridgers catch up to her with a little bit of a break?
If she gets on the bar quickly to try to get as many of these toes to bar under her belt before the former gymnast Emily Bridgers gets going.
You'll notice Bridgers on the left kicks her heels back behind her and keeps her knees kind of bent. That can sometimes speed up the cycle time of the toe to bar rather than just keeping the legs straight the entire time.
Bridgers, if she could catch Cassidy Lance McWhirter, would be looking for not only the second event win of the weekend, but the 14th in her career at regionals, and she goes ahead. Emily Bridgers down the round of 14.
7-7 here on the deadlifts to get 14. We've seen Cassidy be a lot stronger here, but like we said, maybe in that earlier round, she paid for it by stretching herself too thin by doing too many reps, wearing out the grip. Smart keeping the hands on the kettlebell, not stepping away.
Lance McWhirter cycled through the deadlifts just slightly quicker, which has pulled her even. And now Bridgers takes a step back. The door's open. If Lance McWhirter could have pulled on the kettlebell. But once she saw Bridgers step back, and now here comes Anna Tobias. She got the event win earlier today. Tobias is 26 points behind Cassidy Lance McWhirter. She won't catch her today, but she can make up a little ground before tomorrow. Bridgers and Lance McWhirter, and Cassidy is upside down. There goes Bridgers. Lane number 2, Mackenzie Riley again, hanging on to that 5th spot.
But she needs to stay diligent here to hang on to that top spot.
Trying to hold off Caroline Dardini, and now Lance McWhirter turns. Takes a look, Emily Bridgers right behind her. Bridgers will go up, and there is Dardini readjusting the weight belt. Valuable seconds going by. But for Dardini, Mackenzie Riley still on her deadlifts as well. Here we go. 16-16. Anna Tobias makes her way down. Bridgers has already started her toes to bar. Now here comes Cassidy Lance McWhirter. So Bridgers will have a bit of a lead.
And you'll notice here, Cassidy Lance McWhirter does that swing with the legs straight, really big swing we saw Haley Adams do earlier. It's a little slower than what we see Emily Bridgers do. Bends the knees, kicks the heels back. She's able to get the toes back up to the bar a little bit faster.
Almost a butterfly with those legs, like we saw kind of the ring dips the last few weeks. People now incorporating that into a little bit.
Yeah, if the hip flexors are strong enough, it's going to give you a faster toe to bar there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, might be the race.
Emily Bridgers flies off the rig, and now Cassidy Lance McWhirter makes her way out. How many of these deadlifts can she put in the bank before Cassidy Lance picks it up? That's 4 deadlifts. Lance McWhirter a little bit more deliberate. She may be able to cycle through quicker, but I'm not sure if she's going to catch Emily Bridgers now. Bridgers had about 6 reps, but here comes Cassidy Lance McWhirter. Over 8 reps, we know that, because she just advanced. Bridgers less than a minute away, looking for her 14th regional win. Here comes Anna Tobias. She may end up passing Cassidy Lance McWhirter.
Like a persistent fitness tugboat.
Bridgers step back. Tobias might take it away. Bridgers and Lance McWhirter. Bridgers looks like she gets her 14th career regional win. We'll wait for the official time. Here's Anna Tobias. She will get 3rd. It is Bridgers officially edging Cassidy Lance McWhirter and Tobias 3rd. 5/1000ths of a second is the difference between Bridgers and Lance McWhirter.
And it was cool to watch too, because they kind of had different strengths in that workout.
You got to love the Atlantic Regional. Back to lane 2, Mackenzie Riley. And now we're going to watch Riley and Dardini see where they stand against each other. Riley up in lane number 2, Dardini in lane number 7, Whitney Galen in lane number 4. Galen had a 4th place spot with 245 points, 19 points ahead of Dardini. Less than 5 reps remaining. Oh, and the slide into home plate for Caroline Dardini, and will that be enough to take the top 5? Here comes Whitney Galen in 4th. Will that mean Dardini is safe in the top 5? We'll see how many people get between Dardini and Riley. It won't take a whole lot, only 13 points, so only about 3 or 4 people need to be between them.
Not many at all, and this is a really big finish for Mackenzie Riley. You have Brianna Evans, who's breathing down her neck right now. Riley needs to finish these deadlifts if she wants to hold on to that top spot. And then we see someone else squeaking in right there. That is
Lana Fisk.
Lana Fisk.
Brianna Evans is in at 9:13. She is the local athlete out of Atlanta, and now Riley is in.
Looked like this might cause me to eat my words. We might see Mackenzie Riley slide down to 6th and Dardini slide up to 5th by the end of day 2.
Well, Riley could slide out of 7. You might see Evans sneak up into 6th place. Lane number 9, Caitlin Isaacs, Trail State CrossFit, Raleigh, North Carolina. Final athlete on the competition floor. Should get in under the cap, 11-minute time cap. And Emily Bridger's 14th career regional win.
It doesn't get much more fun than watching those two ladies duke it out.
No rep, didn't get the hip open. That's a good one. Caitlin Isaacs is in under the time cap at 10:20 unofficially. 10:19.74 the official time for Isaacs. And back in lane number 1, Helen Leanne out of Crucible CrossFit, Jacksonville, Florida. She's going to be close. We don't see the judges' hands up. And she'll have 5 or more reps remaining. Now 5, she's going to have to race through it. Keep the hands on it. Hang on for dear life. Whitney Galen, Anna Tobias trying to get her through it. There she goes. In under the cap. Nice job.
That's a good feeling of how you round out day 2 right there. Nice to see the fellow competitors helping her out. She's happy that's over.
That's the way to end Saturday at the Atlantic Regional.
What do you say about this? Different strengths helping these ladies out. Cassidy Lance McWhorter stronger in the deadlifts. Emily Bridgers a little bit faster, I think, and more efficient in her movement on the toe-to-bar as well as the handstand walks. You see her toe-to-bar kicking the heels back, faster cycle time, and she was able to just do damage control on the deadlifts, just stay within striking range, and that's it right there. A foot race to the finish, just winning by 1 little step there. She's going to like that. That might pull her back into the top spot. It's going to be a good Sunday.
Emily, congratulations now on your 14th regional event win. What was it like for you to be neck and neck with Cassidy for so much of that event?
I mean, every time you say, I have to stay in my game, but it's moments like that where you have to get a little bit outside of your comfort zone, or a lot, and push the limits a little bit. So that was really fun. That's what we train for.
So heading into the final day of competition, how are you feeling about your chances of making that top 5?
I feel good. I mean, it doesn't mean I can let off on day 3, but feeling good so far, and event 5 looks fun, so I'm excited.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
Emily Bridgers, 725.84, just edges Lance McWhorter, 725.89. What a race Sunday's going to be out of this world.
Sunday's going to be out of this world. I think both of these ladies here, Emily and Cassie, have 1 and 2 locked up, but we'll see about the rest.
In the meantime, we'll head out to the HQ studios. Sam, Tommy, and Pat with the update show.